In this lesson, we're going to graph and solve problems involving circles and other geometric figures on the coordinate plane. Now we have here a circle plotted on a Cartesian plane. So what are we going to do is to find the equation of this circle in standard form and in general form. First, we need to identify the center. So the center is at 0.32, that is our center, this one. And then next we need to find the measurement of our radius. So to solve for the radius, we're going to use the distance formula. So we're going to let 32 as our x sub 1 and y sub 1, and 6 will be our x sub 2 and y sub 2. And plot it on our formula. So we have 6 minus 3 quantity squared plus 6 minus 2 quantity squared. Simplifying this, 6 minus 3 is 3, 6 minus 2 is 4, then squared them. We have 3 squared equals 9, 4 squared is 16, 9 plus 16 is 25, and square root of 25 is 5. So it means the radius is 5 units. Now, since we already know the center and the radius, we can now write the standard equation of this circle. Standard equation is in the form x minus h quantity squared plus y minus k quantity squared equals r squared. So you need to substitute the value of h, k, and r in this equation. Since yung h natin is 3 and k is 2, we have now x minus 3 quantity squared plus y minus 2 quantity squared, and yung r natin is 5, so 5 squared is equal to 25. Ito na yung ating standard equation. Next naman yung general equation natin. So, kailangan isolve mo muna yung value ng c, d, at saka e. Solving for c, ang formula natin is negative 2 times h. Yung h natin is 3, so negative 2 times 3 equals negative 6. Then, d natin is negative 2 times k. K is 2, so it means we have negative 2 times 2 equals negative 4. Yung e naman, ang formula is h squared plus k squared minus r squared. Ang h is 3, ang k is 2, at ang r ay 5. So, we have 3 squared plus 2 squared minus 5 squared. 3 squared is 9, 2 squared is 4, and 5 squared is 25. So, we have 9 plus 4 is 13 minus 25 equals negative 12. So, since alam mo na yung value ng c, ng d, at saka ng e, pwede ka na mag-write ng equation. So, yung equation natin in general form is x squared plus y squared minus 6x minus 4y minus 12 equals 0. Sinubstitute lang natin yung value ng c na negative 6, yung value ng d na negative 4, at yung value ng e na negative 12. This time, we're going to have an example number 1 on how to graph a circle in a coordinate plane. So, let's have example number 1. Sketch the graph of the circle defined by the equation x squared plus y squared equals 25. So, una natin gagawin, kailangan mahanap natin yung center at saka radius. So, dito sa equation na to, ang format niya ay naka-center yung kanyang, ang center niya ay sa origin. So, it means ang center natin is at 0, 0. Tapos, yung radius natin, since r squared to, it means yung r squared natin is 25. So, to solve for r, get the square root of both sides. So, r is equal to 5 units. So, meron na tayong center tsaka radius. Next, so, para mag-graph natin yung ating circle, una, i-plot muna natin or i-drawing natin yung ating Cartesian plane. So, from our equation, x squared plus y squared equals 25, center na 0, 0, radius na 5 units, unang gagawin is, i-plot natin yung center dito sa ating Cartesian plane. So, yung center natin is here, nasa gitna po siya, yung center natin. Next thing na gagawin is, count out 5 units in all directions since yun yung ating radius. So, in all direction, 5 units papuntang kanan. Tapos, 5 units papuntang kaliwa, 5 units papunta sa taas, at 5 units papunta sa baba. So, ito na yung mga points natin, yung radius points natin. Ito yung sa kanan, sa taas, sa kaliwa, at saka sa baba. After plotting all those radius points, pwede ka nang mag-connect para ma-sketch na natin yung graph ng circle. You can use compass para perfect yung iyong circle. So, connect na natin yung ating radius points. Ayan na po yung ating circle. So, ganun lang kadali mag-plot ng circle sa coordinate plane or sa Cartesian plane. Let's have example number 2. Show the graph of the circle whose equation is given by x plus 3 quantity squared plus y plus 5 quantity squared equals 25. Then, identify two other points or ordered pair that lie on the circle. So, una nating gagawin, kailangan i-plot muna natin itong ating circle. First is we need to identify the center. So, yung additive inverse nitong positive 3 is negative 3 at ang positive 5 naman is negative 5. So, ang center natin is at negative 3, negative 5. Take note, laging additive inverse pag kukuha ng h and k. Tapos, yung r squared natin is 25. So, it means ang r natin is 5 units. Kunin lang po yung square root ng r squared tsaka 25. Since alam na natin yung ating center at negative 3, negative 5 at saka radius na 5 units, so una nating gagawin is ipa-plot na natin sa Cartesian plane. So kung mapapansin natin, nasa third quadrant na ako. Kasi nga yung ating center is both negative, kaya nasa third quadrant dapat siya. So, plot na natin yung negative 3, negative 5. Plot na natin yung center. So, andyan na po yung negative 3, negative 5, negative 3 sa x. Tapos, negative 5 sa y. And then, next step is count out 5 units. Kasi nga, 5 units yung radius natin. So, 5 units pa kanan ulit. 5 units pa kaliwa, galing sa center. 5 units pataas, galing sa center. At 5 units pababa, galing sa center. So, yan na po yung ang ating apat na radius points. After plotting those radius points, pwede ka nang mag-connect para ma-sketch mo na yung graph ng circle. So, yan, gamit ka na lang ng compass. Yan na po yung graph ng ating circle. So, kung mapapansin, from the center, we have 5 units. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units. Yan yung magre-represent ng ating radius. Same dito sa pakaliwa. Same dun sa pataas at same sa pababa. Now, na-plot na natin yung ating circle. Ngayon, mag-verify tayo ng points kung saan yung position ng point doon sa ating graph. So, tatlo yung cases natin. It's on the circle, nandito sa bilog, on the circle. Inside the circle, nasa loob ng bilog. Tapos, outside the circle, nasa labas ng circle. So, kapag ka on the circle, dito sa paikot, it means yung masosolve natin is equal to r squared. Kapag less than r squared yung nasolve natin, it's inside the circle. Kapag greater than r squared, it is outside the circle. So, first, we need to verify points on the circle. Una, yung 0, negative 9. I-verify natin yung 0, negative 9 kung nasa loob ba siya ng circle. So, dapat, kapag sinubstitute natin yung 0 tsaka negative 9 sa x and y, kailangan magiging equal to 25 siya. So, substitute mo yung 0 sa x, negative 9 sa y. So, we have 0 plus 3 quantity squared plus negative 9 plus 5 quantity squared equals 25. Yung 0 plus 3 natin is 3. Negative 9 plus 5 is negative 4. Then, copy natin yung 25. Simplify natin yung 3 squared, that is 9. Negative 4 squared, that is 16. So, 9 plus 16, that is equal to 25. Since yung equation natin is true, it means yung 0, negative 9 is on the circle. Kapag naging less than 25 yan, it's inside the circle. Pag greater than 25 yan, it's outside the circle. Pero since equal to 25, it's on the circle. Ito yung 0.09. So, nasa on the circle siya. Next naman is we need to verify another point, yung point -6, -1. So, same process. From this equation, substitute lang ulit natin yung -6 sa x, yung -1 sa y. So, from this equation, palitan natin ulit. So, we have x is -6, y is -1. So, -6 plus 3 is equal to -3. Tapos, -1 plus 5 is equal to 4. Then, copy yung 25. Simplify -3 squared, that is 9. 4 squared is 16. And 9 plus 16 is equal to 25. Yun, again, equal sila. So, it means yung -6, -1 is on the circle. So, ganun lang mag-verify kung ang isang point ay on the circle. Dun din malalaman kung outside the circle siya or inside the circle. Let's have another problem about circle. So, example number 3, the ends of the diameter of circle C are points A, -5, 3, and B, 3, 1. What is the equation of this circle in general form? So, una natin gagawin, hanapin natin yung ating center since yung ating given is endpoint of the diameter lang. So, una, plot muna natin yung ating circle. So, ito yung ating circle, ito yung endpoint ng diameter, yung point A, tsaka point B. So, yung solution nga natin, find the center muna using the midpoint formula. So, kukunin natin yung coordinates nitong C na to using the midpoint formula. Midpoint formula is just simply getting the average of the x coordinates and y coordinates. So, ang formula natin, add mo lang si x sub 1 tsaka si x sub 2, tapos i-divide sa 2 para makuha yung x coordinate ng center. Add mo lang din yung y sub 1 tsaka y sub 2 and divided by 2 para makuha yung y coordinate ng ating center. So, from the given na ang point A natin is -5, 3 at ang point B natin na 3, 1, we will let A as x, yung -5 as x sub 1, 3 as y sub 1, and sa point B naman, 3 is x sub 2, and 1 is y sub 2. Substituting from the midpoint formula, substitute natin dito, we have -5 plus 3 over 2, tsaka 3 plus 1 over 2. By simplifying this, -5 plus 3 is -2. Copy lang yung 2 sa ilalim. 3 plus 1 is 4. Copy lang ulit yung 2. Simplify natin itong -2 over 2. -2 divided by 2 is -1. 4 divided by 2 is 2. Since ang midpoint natin is -1, 2, ang center natin is -1, 2. Ayan, since alam mo na yung center mo na -1, 2, ngayon, kunin mo naman yung measurement ng iyong radius, of course, using the distance formula. So, ang gagamitin natin x sub 1 ay yung point B. So, x sub 1 is 3, y sub 1 is 1. Pwede mo rin gamitin yung point A, same lang din yung answer. Pero, ang choice ko lang dito is gamitin yung point B. Yung center natin ang ating x sub 2 tsaka y sub 2. So, using the distance formula, substitute lang natin dun sa formula natin na x sub 2, yung square root ng quantity x sub 2 minus x sub 1 squared plus quantity y sub 2 minus y sub 1 squared. Ito na yon pag sinubstitute. X sub 2 is -1, x sub 1 is 3, y sub 2 is 2, and y sub 1 is 1. So, simplifying this, -1 minus 3, that is -4. 2 minus 1 is 1. So, squared natin yung -4, that is 16. Squared yung 1, that is 1. So, 16 plus 1 is 17. So, yung radius natin is square root of 17 or square root of 17 units. So, since alam mo na yung iyong center at saka radius, yung center natin is -1, 2, tsaka radius na square root of 17 units, we can now write the general equation. Yung h and k natin is -1, 2. So, using the general equation, ang format natin is x squared plus y squared plus cx plus dx plus e equals 0. Una natin gagawin is to solve for c. Yung c natin is negative 2 times h. So, negative 2 times yung h natin na negative 1, that is positive 2. Next naman is yung d, which is negative 2k. Yung k natin is 2, so negative 2 times 2 equals negative 4. At ang e natin na h squared plus k squared minus r squared. Yung h natin is negative 1, k natin is 2, at ang r natin is square root of 17. So, substituting those values, we have negative 1 squared, 2 squared, tsaka square root of 17 squared. So, simplify natin yan. Negative 1 squared is 1, 2 squared is 4, square root of 17 squared is 17. So, 1 plus 4 is 5, minus 17 is negative 12. So, negative 12 yung e natin. Since alam mo na yung c, yung d, tsaka e, pwede mo nang isubstitute dun sa format natin. It means, ang ating equation is x squared plus y squared plus 2x minus 4y minus 12. Sinubstitute mo lang yung c mo na 2, yung d na negative 4, at ang e mo na negative 12. Now, let's have our example number 4. Write in standard form the equation of the circle that has its center at 1, negative 4 and tangent to the x-axis. Ano ba ibig sabihin ng tangent to the x-axis? Tangent means didikit lang siya ng isang point dun sa ating x-axis. So, i-graph muna natin yung ating circle. Ang center natin is 1, negative 4. So, i-plot mo lang siya sa Cartesian plane. Nasa 4th quadrant siya. So, pag plinat mo siya, ganito yung magiging itsura niya. Ito yung 1, negative 4 na center natin. Tapos, sabi niya, tangent to the x-axis. So, ibig sabihin, may point dito banda. Kumbaga, parang from the center, maglalagay ka lang ng point kung saan magta-touch siya dun sa ating x-axis. Ito yung x-axis natin. So, pwede, from that point, yan na yung magdedetermine ng radius mo. From the center going to this point on the x-axis. So, pagka okay na, pwede ka na mag-drawing ng circle. Yan na po yung ating circle. Yan, naka-drawing na siya. So, ngayon, i-write na natin yung standard form of the circle. Kasi nga, meron na tayong radius dito na how many units? 1, 2, 3, 4 units. So, ang radius natin ay 4 units. Center is 1, negative 4. Radius is 4 units. So, from the format ng ating standard equation na quantity x minus h squared plus quantity y minus k squared equals r squared, ang ating standard equation is x minus 1 quantity squared plus y plus 4 quantity squared equals 16. So, bakit naging plus na to? Kasi negative nga yung ating center, laging additive inverse papuntang equation, tapos 16 to kasi 4 squared is equal to 16. So, ayan na yung ating standard equation sa ating problem number 4. Now, let's have example number 5, another problem. We have now a triangle has vertices at S on negative 2, 5, U on 3, 8, and N on 8, 5. Find the area of the triangle. So, una natin gagawin, kailangan po natin siyang i-illustrate or i-plot sa ating Cartesian plane. So, pag plinat natin, ito po yung itsura ng ating triangle. Ito yung point S at negative 2, 5. Ito yung point 2 at 3, 8. Ito yung point N at 8, 5. So, after plotting ng ating triangle, we need to solve for the area. So, ano nga ba yung formula sa pagkuha ng area ng triangle? Ang pagkuha sa area ng triangle is 1/2 base times height. Ito yung ating formula. So, kailangan natin alamin kung ilang units yung base at ilang unit yung height. Yung base ng triangle natin is yung line segment SN. Ito yung line segment SN natin. Kasi that is parallel to, perpendicular rather, dun sa ating apex na U. So, ang base natin is 10 units. Kasi nga we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So, 10 units yung ating base. Yung height naman natin is from U going to the base. So, that is how many units? 1, 2, 3 units. 3 units yung ating height. So, substitute na natin sa ating formulas. We have 1 half times 10 times 3. So, 1 half times 10 is 5 times 3 is 15. Or pwede rin kabaliktaran, 3 times 10 is 30, tas times 1 half or kalahati ng 30 is 15. So, it means 15 units squared yung area ng ating triangle. Let's have example number 6. So, ito tayo. The Moyon volcano is a tourist attraction in Albay, famous for its near-perfect cone shape. So, kung nakarating na kayo ng Albay, makikita nyo na ang ating Moyon volcano ay perfect cone shape. When it threatens to erupt, residents within the 8-kilometer radius danger zone are advised to evacuate. So, from the center of the Moyon volcano, kinuha daw yung radius na 8 kilometer. Yun yung considered as danger zone. So, kailangan mag-evacuate. Should a resident at 8 km east and 9 km south of the volcano evacuate? Why or why not? So, kung ang location mo ay 8 km east and 9 km south, kailangan mo kayang mag-evacuate? So, solve natin. So, una, let the Moyon volcano be located at the point of origin. So, ang center natin is at 0, 0. And let 1 kilometer distance be 1 unit. So, bawat isang unit sa ating Cartesian plane is 1 kilometer. Then, draw a circle with center at the point of origin and 8 units radius. So, 8 unit radius kasi nga 8 kilometer yung ating radius ng danger zone. So, pag plinat mo siya, ito yung itsura ng ating circle. Ito yung center na origin. Tapos, ang radius mo is 8 kilometer. Tapos, ito nga, 8 kilometer east and 9 kilometer south yung ating resident. So, bilang ka, from the center, 8 kilometer east, so pakanan, ito yung 8 kilometer. And from that, 9 kilometer south, so bababa ka ng 9 kilometer. Ito po yung ating resident. Ang tanong, is this resident need to evacuate or not? So, para malaman kung nasa danger zone siya, i-verify natin using the equation x squared plus y squared is less than or equal to 8 squared. Itong equation na to, kapag less than yung na-solve natin, it means yung ating position is inside the circle. Pag equal to r squared, on the circle mismo. So, dapat ang ma-solve natin is greater than r squared para masabi na outside na siya sa danger zone. So, una natin gagawin, yung 8 kilometer east will represent the 8 units right from the origin. Tapos, yung 9 kilometer south, 9 units downward from the origin. So, ang point na gagamitin natin is 8 negative 9. So, yung 8 negative 9, yun yung pang-substitute natin dito sa equation na to. So, from that equation, palitan natin yung x ng 8, yung y ng negative 9, simplify. 8 squared is 64, negative 9 squared is 81, then 8 squared is 64. So, add natin to, 64 plus 81, that is equal to 145, less than or equal to 64. So, since ito ay false statement, 145 is less than or equal to 64 is false, it should be 145 is greater than 64. It means yung location natin is outside the circle. At ang conclusion natin is yung ating resident is outside the danger zone. So, hindi na kailangan mag-evacuate. That resident is already safe. Proceed tayo sa example number 7. Telecommunication towers can be used to transmit cellular phone calls. A graph with units measured in kilometers shows towers at 0.0005 and 63. These towers have a range about 3 kilometers. Sketch a graph and locate the towers. Next, are there any location that may receive calls from more than one tower? Explain your reasoning. So, yung solution natin, we need to sketch the graph. We need to locate the towers with the center at 0, 0, 0, 5, and 6, 3 with 3 kilometers as radius. So, tatlong circles yung ating ipa-plot. Given, ito yung mga centers nila. Tapos, ang radius nila are all 3 kilometers. So, pag plinat mo, ganito itsura ng ating mga circles. Ito yung circle with center 0, 5. Ito yung circle with center 0, 0. And circle with center 6, 3. This 3 will represent the coverage of each tower. So, yan yung mga nako-cover niya. Yung sakop ng bilog, yung nako-cover ng ating communication towers. Next, are there any location that may receive calls from more than one tower? Explain your reasoning. So, kung mapapansin mo, meron tayong overlap region dito. So, since may nag-overlap dito, this means na yung mga nakatira dito can transmit calls using the signal from these two towers kasi nga nag-overlap siya. Ibig sabihin, yung area na to, pwedeng maka-receive from this tower, tapos from this tower also. Kasi ito yung mga coverage ng signals nila. So, kapag ka nasa labas ka na ng mga circles natin, ibig sabihin wala ka ng signal dito sa area na to. Ayan, sa mga area na yan, wala ng signal dyan. Dito sa area na to, only yung tower na may 6-3, yung center ang makakapagbigay ng signal or makakapag-transmit ng call.